Well, we succeeded last time out. We managed to get top four. Juventus bottling it on the final day, losing to Venezia away from home, and therefore we have made it into the Champions League. Probably not expected to do much in the Champions League next season. So players at better Champions League sides, they're not going to want to move to us. But players at teams that didn't make it into the Champions League, well, they might actually be up for the conversation. Those teams, well, Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea, and Man United are all on the table in England, so there's definitely some good players there. Certainly a couple of players I can think of already, a couple of industrious midfielders. Obviously, there's some wing talent there. There's definitely some options. So obviously, Juventus, Fiorentina, and AC Milan will all have players that are ripe for the picking. Other thing we want to do, obviously, you've seen the top scorer stuff there. Kean actually topped it, and then Retegui in second, and a late flurry of goals from Irma and Artem Dovbyk wasn't quite enough to get top scorer. 59 million euros. Yeah, that's not much. That's not much. Let's start by diving back into the team. Hang on, Tammy Abraham's right here. Tammy Abraham's back. Okay, we might not even need that. So what are we prioritizing? What is our plan? I think wing play. I think two wing backs. So I think two wingers and a left back absolutely need to be prioritized. Maybe we do look at goalkeeper. Maybe we do. Because then just about all the team are 80 plus rated. If you look at it in terms of age, that midfield is aging, so we do need a younger central midfielder. I mean, age in Italy is not necessarily a bad thing. Hummels is 36 and wasn't very good and is declining. That, in fact, gives us three reasons to go and get a centre back. I think we start with the wingers, though. We go to our shortlist then, transfer hub. Go to our shortlist, and our shortlist consists of these players. Some are potential pickups, some are current pickups to sort of slot in and be immediately good. I'm liking the idea of bringing one of these English guys in. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi is actually going to be about the same price as Rashford, and he is probably going to do more. It just depends if Rashford's got that quality, you know. So I think that's what we're down to for one of the wings. Does Rashford have the quality? Is he physically what we're looking for? Stamina 68, stamina 74. I honestly think Callum Hudson-Odoi is a better choice here. We also haven't really looked at centre backs. This might have to be two parts. They want Saud Abdul Hamid. No, but if you'd like a fullback, I don't need Chelik. So if that's going to cut a bit of the price off, I'll do 15 in Chelik. They're happy with it. Perfect. So we get rid of our third choice right back. He probably would have been second choice, but I don't mind. I don't mind losing him. And we cut a little bit off the price of Callum Hudson-Odoi. Um, I'll say important. Yeah, offer him a 4-year deal. Disregard the release clause, and I don't know what he's gonna want. So let's just give him 70 and then like 500 grand. He's happy with it. Perfect. That was our first signing of the summer. And it's Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's, well, been around the block a little bit. And now he moves from Nottingham Forest over to Roma. So El Traoui, who's 32, can drop down to the bench. And to be honest, he's probably going to start. Probably better putting Hudson-Odoi there for the moment. Now, because Orsolini's slow, I'm going to hope that it's okay to go for Justin Cliver. Joe Paredes? Kind of a similar player. They will take Paredes if we give them 21. I'm gonna drop it to 18 and see what they say. Okay, they're gonna leave us on hold. Right, we're gonna press on forward and see what happens. Resume negotiations with Bournemouth. What they said. Okay, we have an offer. Huh. PSG want to spend the big bucks on Artem Dovbyk. And I get the feeling that Roma in real life couldn't really turn that down. What we aren't going to turn down is bringing Justin Kluivert in, especially because Dybala might now have to be the main striker, depending on what options we have. I get the feeling we can't turn down that Dovbyk bid, you know? It's 60 million and we can probably negotiate for more. Um, Well, if I just give you that, you're happy with that? You are happy with that. Welcome back to Roma, Justin Kluivert, the 26-year-old, I think, joins. Leandro Paredes goes the other way. Paredes leaves. He didn't really play. And we get a new starting left midfielder who has already proven to be somewhat handy in this area. He joins from mid-table Bournemouth. I think that's a good sign. Now we have the tricky one. Artem Dovbyk's going to leave because we can't turn down that money. We're AS Roma. We were offered more money for Artem Dovbyk than we actually had in our starting budget. So what are you meant to do at that point? You kind of gotta say yes. I will try and get the most out of it. I feel like Milish Villar doesn't join Las Palmas, so I'm fine with refusing that one. But the cash cow have come along. You got to try and get what you can off cash cow. So here's the deal, PSG. He's 28 years old. Will you pay 70 million euros? You will not. You'll only go to 60.4. Not to make them run away, would they do 65? They will. So 65 million euros is enough to get Artem Dovbyk at least to contract negotiations with PSG. Now that is kind of sad because he was great. At the same time, like I've said, we are Roma. We can't say no to PSG. 74 million currently. So we have more money now than we started with. We need a striker. Brian Mbeumo, for instance. He could be a great signing. Moise Kean did just top Serie A's goal scoring. I don't feel like he's necessarily on the level, but at the same time, maybe he is. I know what I would love to do, which is actually bring in Rafael Leao. Hear me out. No, we can't afford him, but it would definitely be doable. I guess that's the main obstacle. We can't actually afford him. Ademola Lookman. Oh, he's been approached by Leverkusen. He could be the guy. He could very much be the guy. Weird that the scouts don't know about Ademola Lookman, considering he's been playing in the same league the entire season. But draws him in would be great. He's not leaving. I know that in real life he's fallen out with Napoli. He's not leaving Napoli. Come to us. Dusan Vlahovic. Players make sideways moves in this area all the time. Literally all the time. Okay, and then we'll also check the Premier League again. Some regions already showing up. Or some randomly scouted players. Check to be clear. Isak would be great. We can't afford him. Nicholas Jackson, Omar Marmoush, who wouldn't do that move, regardless of the number of charges. He's just not taking that move, is he? Right. So we've outlined some striker targets. Who do PSG have if they've just bought Dovbyk? Who's their guy? So they've got Ramos and Colomwani. Quite dangerous strike force. And we'll check also who Bayern are rocking with. Probably still Kane. I mean, it would be funny. We just can't afford Harry Kane. Dortmund striker Giallorossi. I mean, he probably does take the move, but do we want him? We should at least take the opportunity, I think, to age down. Get a younger guy in, even if they are slightly worse. Also, don't have a striker. I'm guessing Lewandowski retired and they haven't replaced him yet. And then, of course, there's Mbappe, who, yeah, we can. We can. So, anyway, we lost our best player, or not our best player, our highest performing player. Our best player is still Dybala. And it leaves us an option. Do we operate Dybala as a striker? He was scoring goals. He's not natural in it. Do we look for a new striker? I think we've got to do that if Dybala's not natural at striker. So, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We've got some striker targets outlined. Those striker targets are, just to show you before we finish off here, I was hoping to get more of a transfer window done, but I did not expect this to happen, and I kind of want to see if anyone's got anything to say. I think if we're ruling people out, João Pedro is not good enough. Mokean, I'm going to keep on there because he did top Serie A's scoring. Kolmwani, Lukman, Vlahovic, and Bumo. I'd love to get Leao, but we can't afford him. And then, of course, the option's there to go and get like a Kehon Tuham or Teun Koopmeiners if we get one of these players. So maybe we'll remove Vlahovic. But he is a very similar player to Dovbyk. I don't know. Who do we sign? Right now, my head's saying Ademola Lookman. He plays for Bergamo. I know they finished higher than us, but one, players make sideways moves all the time. Two, he would be the main striker for us. And three, we beat them 5-0 last season. So I think it's okay to go and take their striker. Plus, we're not taking him, we're paying for him. Vlahovic is an option. I don't just want to turn this into Raid Juventus, but they do have a couple of players that we could maybe look into. And then if we're looking at a Premier League option, Brian Mbeumo is kind of standout. So I think we'll remove Kolmwani. Mose Kean would probably come in as a like rotational striker, but be replacing a lot with Dovbyk. It depends whether he would grow, which would be my worry. Um, but yeah, just gonna have to see what happens.